Indian Hindutva fascist forces, which always have been enjoying deep-rooted influence in almost every facet of the government and institutions like army, have left no stone unturned to suppress Kashmiri people and crush their genuine struggle for inalienable right to self-determination. They not only do use brute military might to crush their freedom movement, but also left no opportunity to avail to communalize it. They systematically carried out Jallianwala Bagh-like massacres in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir ever since the Kashmiris took to the arms in 1989 after failing to achieve their goal of self-determination through peaceful means while being in Indian political system for 45 long years. Apart from dozens of the incidents of mass murdering of Kashmiri Muslims, Indians also carried out some massacres of local minorities, aiming at to make them to flee from the valley and to give false impression that the Kashmir freedom movement was of the communal nature. After succeeding in making the Panditas flee from the valley to cache it at international forums, Indian agencies advised their RSS agents to target the Sikh community as well. Sikhs, wise enough to sense the Indian designs, refused to fall prey to them. Indians then waited for bigger occasion and bigger stage to further execute their plan to defame and communalize the genuine cause of Kashmiri people and globally recognized disputed nature of the conflict. On March 20th in 2000, when the then US President Bill Clinton landed in India on a first visit by any US President in 22 years, Indians struck in a big and gruesome way. 30 to 40 heavily armed men in military vehicles wearing Indian Army fatigues arrived into the village of Chitty Singhpora of the southern district of the Kashmir Valley, ordered villagers to line up, opened fire and instantly killed 35 of them. Although Indians, according to their plan, made hue and cry and employed all the propaganda machinery to blame Kashmiri Mujahideen, but there were many evidences of Indian Army carrying out that brutal act. How was it possible for Mujahideen to arrange army vehicles and carry out the operation for so long? The lone survivor of the incident, Nanak Singh, witnessed by saying that the RSS goons were calling each other with the names like Pawan, Bansi, Bahadur, and then left while shouting slogans like Jai Hind. Indian Army's retired Lieutenant General K.S. Gill, who in 2017 was part of the investigation, said in an interview to the Sikh News Express that the Indian Army was involved in the massacre and the report had been submitted to the then Indian Home Minister Lal Kishan Advani. Madeleine Albright, the then US Secretary of the State, visiting along with President Clinton under the influence of Indian propaganda, showed anguish against Kashmiri Mujahideen at first, but later on, after realizing the facts, she in her book The Mighty and the Almighty in 2006 didn't hesitate to write that it was the handiwork of Hindutva forces who perpetrated the brutal act. The Chitty Singhpora massacre further led to the killings in Pathribal and Bragpora areas of Islamabad as well. Between 23rd and 25th March in 2000, Indian Army's 7th Rashtriya Rifles, along with Special Operations Group of Police, abducted 5 men from different areas of Islamabad district and killed them in a fake encounter at a far-flung and unpopulated hilly area of Pathribal. On the same day, the SSP Islamabad was made to announce in the presence of Advani that the 5 so-called foreign militants were responsible for Chitty Singhpora massacre. The bodies charred beyond recognition, were buried separately without any post-mortem examination. However, it was very doubtful for people and local bodies to believe the official version. There were protests across the valley against the killings. Around 2,000 villagers take out a procession demanding justice and return of the victims' bodies. But on reaching Bragpora, they were openly fired at and 8 civilians were killed. Sikh bodies of Kashmir, India and across the world, beside the family members of the victims of Pathribal and Bragpora, have since then been asking for justice. Relatives of victims approached every pillar to post, and despite charge sheet filed by CBI against 5 Indian Army personnel, Indian Army and strong Hindutva forces never allowed justice to be served. These interlinked killing incidents are truly the scars on the ugly face of India.